It is December 10th, and my deer season is pretty much over. May squeeze in maybe one more hunt, but it is time to get the dog ready for shed hunting. And I don't know about you guys, but I ask a lot of my dog. This year we went pheasant hunting, we went duck hunting, and now it's time to go shed hunting, or at least get ready to go shed hunting. And so I like to start early and just kind of get the dog with the shed mindset, and let her know that, hey, for the next couple months we're going to be after antlers. So I'm going out today. I don't have the dog with me, and I have got a handful of sheds here, and I'm going to set up. We'll call this a shed course, but a real easy one, real gravy, easy to find antlers. So a couple things that make this easy is I have big sheds, and I'm not going to hide them. I'm going to put these in plain sight, and they're going to be real easy for the dog to find. I just want her to get used to finding sheds, and don't want to make it too difficult on her. So this is our first training run. I'm going to set these out this morning, and we'll probably hit these this evening or in the next couple days. One thing that I do on all my sheds is I label them what year, and I really like to use the freshest year possible. I'm not a scientist, but it seems like these would have the freshest scent on them, and again, that's the dog's superpower, is their nose. So I'd be curious what you guys do. Leave a comment down in the show notes. So I've got my first antler placed. This is going to be an easy one. That's a big shed. When I bring Bailey, we're going to walk down this path. She's going to walk right by it. One pro tip, I always put tines down. It seems like when tines are up, the dog can poke themselves in the eye. So if you can imagine going down and trying to bite this, you might get an antler tip in the eye. So I always go tines down while we're in training. All right, I've got my second antler placed right here. Now this is going to be just a tad bit more difficult than the first one. We're going to be walking up this trail, and I have it offset, probably 3 foot off the trail. Again, I think with the size of this shed, this should be a gimme, but I'm not trying to trick my dog this early in the year. Just get her in the right mindset that this time of year we're looking for antlers. Here is my third antler. Again, this one is a tad bit more difficult than the other one. I've got it up in a little bit of brush here. We're going to be walking this path, and so this is about 3 or 4 foot offset, but it is in some brush, and may pose a little bit more difficulty to the dog. Here's the last antler I'm going to place on this little walkthrough. This one is going to be the most difficult. It's also going to be the last one that Bailey finds. Here I'm breaking my own rule. I do have it tines up, but I have it covered. And what I'm hoping for is that Bailey just sees those tines and sees that it's a shed. Now, I did leave this on the trail. All right, well, it's been a couple hours to let these antlers marinate. I'm back out here with Bailey, and we're gonna go see if she can fetch up these bones. Now, keep in mind, it has been 9 months since Bailey has went shed hunting. However, we always have an antler in the house, and so this will be somewhat unfamiliar. Bailey, you ready to find the bone? Hunt it up. Find the bone. Find the bone. Girl, find the bone. Now we are working into the wind, and I think that allows the dog to work the trail and get that scent working into the wind. This would be no different than going pheasant hunting or quail hunting or anything else. We want that dog's nose into the wind. All right, Bailey, find the bone. Find the bone. Good girl. All right, we are approaching, we're about 50 yards off of this first shed. Hunt it up, Bailey. Find the bone. Find the bone. Find the bone. Good girl. What I'd really like to see is her working back and forth and checking scent, but I can live with this. I can live with this. This is why we're starting in December. All right, you can see the bone is right here. She's approaching. Good girl, Bailey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're a good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. Let's get you a treat. You probably noticed that I shower my dog with praise when she finds a shed. And I've noticed one thing amongst bird hunters and hunters in general, and maybe just men in general. We like to act really like a hard ass, quiet and stoic. And I'll tell you what, in my experience, being stoic and being a hard ass, your dog doesn't care. Your dog doesn't care if you're cool or not. And so when Bailey finds a shed, when we're training or when we are out in the field, I make it a big deal. And I give her a treat and I let her know that she did a really good job. And I can tell she appreciates that. And so I use a higher tone of voice, you know, good girl, Bailey. And she knows that she did something good. So, all right, we are on to our second shed. We'll see if she picks it up. All right, so Bailey's working this trail. Bailey, hunt it up. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She's working back and forth. I like this. She has the wind in her nose. Hunt it up, Bailey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Bailey. Good girl. Come here, Bailey. Bailey, come here, girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Drop. Drop. Hey, good girl. Yeah. We are 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Moving on to the next one. I'm really happy with how this first training's going. All right, Bailey. Hunt it up. Hunt it up. Find the bone. It's up here just around the bend. Good girl, Bailey. Hunt it up. Find the bone. This is the one in the brush. Find the bone, Bailey. Oh, she just walked right by it. Oh. Good girl, Bailey. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Come here, Bailey. Come here, Bailey. Good girl. All right, now we're working our way up to that last one. Now this is the one that I have buried. And Bailey's going to start working this trail. We're going to see if she picks that up. All right, Bailey, hunt it up. Hunt it up. Good girl. Good girl. I don't think you can see this in the camera, but it's about 15 foot ahead. Hunt it up, Bailey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. There you go. Good girl. Good girl, Bailey. Yeah. Training session number 1 in the books. Just a quick recap. I used big sheds. As big as I found last year, that's what I used this year. The first one, I put it out way in the open. Just a real gimme to let Bailey know that we're shed hunting and that when she finds it, and I give her praise, that this is the mission today. And it's not pheasant hunting, it's not duck hunting. So we used oversized sheds with increasing difficulty. You know, that last one was buried a little bit. That may be what we find come spring. And last thing, give your dog praise. I promise you, if you give your dog praise, quit acting like a hard ass, your dog's gonna appreciate that and she's gonna perform, he or she is gonna perform better for you in the woods. Good luck training, and we'll see you next time.